Well, first of all, I want to congratulate OU on just being an awesome competitor. We've played those guys, I think, 5 times now, and we've grown to really respect their players and coaches, and really kind of admire them when you play. I think we've played them 12 times in 2 seasons now. You just develop a little bit of an enjoyment in competition, and you start to put some personalities to some of the players. So just appreciate what they stand for as a team. They got some really talented players, and every time we line up to play them, it pulls the best out of us. I know that. That being said, Jon pitched a really good game against a tough lineup, gave us 6 quality innings, and really gave us the stability we needed to score a few runs. We weren't great on offense, but Dustin and Donnie had some big swings of the bat that created as much offense as we were able to put together. That and a couple of tough at-bats early when we put the first 2 runs on the board. So not a great day on offense in terms of the conditions or the output, but I thought we did enough, and we did it kind of when we needed to, which was when they got back in the game a little bit there late. But Jon did a great job. Nerden came in and shortened the game, as did Remy Reed, and then Cota closed it out there in the 9th. So really proud of our kids. We continue to play tremendous defense, which I think when you watch these games, you can appreciate how one play here and there can change an inning, and our kids have been awesome on the infield, making play after play, and I think that's a real big piece of why we've been able to pitch and play defense so well and do enough on offense.
Questions?
Yeah. Well, it's a credit to the kids. I think there was a couple walks in there, if my memory's correct. There was a tough at-bat by Case where he worked long enough and hard enough to get a wild pitch to score a run, and then he worked hard enough to put a ball in play to score another run. So just staying true to being a competitive at-bat and trying to put the ball in play and fight there, he was able to stay in the batter's box long enough to really create 2 runs. And so on top of the guys that got on base for him, Brian's effort there was big. And then, again, I mean, the wind was blowing in pretty stout, and Dustin hammered a couple of balls. I mean, absolutely hammered them. And if not for Donovan being on base, you know, those aren't the runs that they ended up being. So Donnie getting on and Dustin whacking 3 extra base hits were really big for us today. So probably just timely hitting, you know, is part of the recipe. Sets up great. I mean, you'd never complain about a chance to play for a championship, and you'd certainly never complain about an opportunity, most importantly with this particular group, to stay together and continue to play. You know, we're aware that each day we're wearing our uniform together, it's meaningful, especially this time of year where you're not simply guaranteed to do this forever. So we'll rest and come out tomorrow with a good mindset. We'll be aggressive, and we'll try to stay very true to our approach from day one, which is to not let what's supposedly riding on a game make us change how we play. If we did that, we'd be foolish. So just come out and prepare, knowing that it's an awesome opportunity. Oklahoma State, Texas. It's got a good sound to it. You know, that's been a great matchup, certainly in the past, and we know tomorrow won't be any different.
Donnie and Dustin, getting hits like this and playing off each other, but you guys had 5 of the 6 hits in your 2 slots in the lineup. Talk about playing off each other, because it looked like you did a pretty good job of it today.
No, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's a good thing to have Deezy behind me, and I mean, all throughout the lineup, we have total trust in our guys, and Deezy had a great day today. He saw the ball well. His approach was good, and I'm just glad I could be there to get the run in.
Yeah, I mean, whenever Donnie's getting on base as much as he does, it's really nice, you know, almost having the protection, because I know I'm going to get a pitch to hit because they can't afford to make mistakes, and just really trying to square the ball up and then let the guys behind me do their job as well.
You moved good for a tall guy, but were you a little huffing and puffing there at third base?
I don't know, I was all right there.
Last year, you guys had to the losers bracket, get to the championship games. Obviously, a little easier path this year. Is there kind of a feeling of, hey, unfinished business? We made it last year, but didn't win. But now you're, like Coach said, you guys are in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's definitely nicer not, you know, coming through the loser bracket. But, you know, last year was last year. We're focused on this year and keep the right mindset and the right focus. And we're just, you know, ready to play them tomorrow. Texas is a good team, and just can't wait to get out there tomorrow.
Jon, Coach Holliday, that second inning, a couple walks, and
I love runs. Yeah, nobody's gonna complain about run support. So yeah, it's awesome. Pitching with the lead is definitely a good thing. We're able to, as pitchers, we're able to kind of, so like you said, settle down in that groove, know that we're gonna make pitches, and we're not worried about giving up hits. You know, I think I sprinkled 7 singles across the board today, so I'm not really worried about it. We got great defense. A couple double plays got turned today, so you know they're doing it on both ends. They're scoring runs. They're playing great defense, so it makes my job a lot easier.
John, can you talk a little about your overall staff, only allowing 2 runs in 27 innings?
We're good. We're really good. This is exactly how we expect to pitch every time out. We work hard every single day in our flat grounds and our bullpens. In our catch play, we work extremely hard as a group from top to bottom. Every single guy out there can get outs, and we have confidence with everybody that we throw out there. And this is just the fruits of our labor, I'd say.
John, you didn't really sprinkle hits in the sixth inning when they got a couple on, and they got their 3-4 hitters up.
Yep.
Kane Carpenter got Perlman on the ground ball. Those 2 at bats, kind of, particularly the strikeout to Carpenter.
Uh-huh.
How'd that?
Well, that was a tough AB. He was really fighting. Was able to get him with a fastball. Actually missed my spot. He chased the fastball up, so he helped me out a little bit. But that's a good team. That's a very good offensive team. They have a good approach. Use the opposite field. Handle breaking balls pretty well. So, like I said, just props to the defense. They played great behind me. Didn't really have a lot of swing and misses today, but when I got them in key spots.
Nope. I say I'm joking. I like to sit down with Rob and let him get over this game and get something to eat and maybe pour some caffeine in him, and then we'll start talking about it here later. But the way we had a plan going into this game, how we would pitch it if we were ahead late, and then how we would pitch it if we weren't ahead, knowing that there was potential for another game today. And then we would see where we were at the end of that, and then now that we've won this one and the opponent changes, we'll need to rethink things. But we have a number of fresh arms, and one of the real strengths of this year's team is how many different guys have started games for us. So we have good options, and we have some relief pitching that can bounce back and be used effectively tomorrow as well. So we'll sit down and look at some videos and try to catch up on Texas. We haven't played them in about 7 or 8 weeks, and just kind of see what kind of mode they're in. They're obviously playing quite well, so we just need to look at them and decide how we want to line up. Really? No. Yeah. No, that's great. I haven't seen them play because we're usually preparing while they're playing, so I haven't seen them yet. That's impressive, no question. Obviously, that's how you draw it up if you had your choices, but they're good. I mean, we saw Texas. I've said all year, and I've said it repeatedly, nobody wants to give credit to how good the teams are in the Big 12. Texas is very good. OU is very good. Texas Tech, very tough. I think we have an excellent team. I think TCU is an excellent team. I've said it all year long. So it's no news to us. We know we're playing a really good team that, if I'm not mistaken, was ranked in the top 5 to start the season, played in the World Series last year. Also, nobody has said that of the 8 teams here, one bracket had 3 reigning College World Series teams in a 4-team bracket. You can't say that for any other conference tournament. So I'm a huge believer in the quality of our opponents. I'm a huge fan and have tremendous respect for the other teams' coaches and players because I know how good their players are. And these guys know too. I can tell you, looking at Oklahoma's lineup, there's 4 straight players with 20 extra base hits sitting in the middle of that batting order. That is hard to find in college baseball. These are good teams, good players. So we know Texas is good, and we're kind of used to playing good teams. So, like I said, we'll look at some film and refamiliarize ourselves with them, and obviously I'm sure they'll do the same about us, and we expect to get their very best. That's what makes this fun.
Josh, with that being said, and the word is the Big 12 is not RPI friendly. What do you, does OU, I know your team is your concern, but does OU deserve to be in the NCAA tournament in your opinion?
Oh, they're certainly good enough. Absolutely. I mean, there will be a number of teams that don't live up to the quality of player, man for man, that Oklahoma has. No doubt about it. Nobody would be excited hearing their name called and being paired with them, I assure you that. Whether they'll be given the benefit of the doubt, I do not know. Obviously, the folks on that committee are smart people, or they wouldn't be given that opportunity to do something that important. I hope they consider all factors and not simply some formula. If that formula is all we need, then I don't really know why we need smart people on a committee if we're just going to use a formula, because I think we'll benefit from the intelligence of those folks and their ability to look at each team and get everybody a fair look. And if they do that, you have to consider OU as well as the rest of the clubs. But as coaches, we all understand how this works. We know that the winning games and the accumulation of those points is part of that process. So we've spoken as a group, and we all kind of have claimed ownership of what our teams have done, good, bad, or indifferent. So, but it doesn't change the respect we have for everybody, though. Great point. One of those quiet, big pieces of the game. His at bat, his 2 throwouts. They were trying to get something going. The wind was blowing in. The grass was kind of thick. It didn't feel like runs would be easy to come by, and so they were playing aggressive, playing to win. And Brian was able to shorten a couple innings with those great throws. So great point. I'm glad you pointed that out. Need to pat him on the back for that.
To have plays like Brian, the plays that Donnie and everybody else were making behind, not just today, but over the course of this game.
Yeah, defense is your best friend. You're not striking out 27 guys, I promise that. So when you got guys like Donnie, DZ, Case, you know, our outfield can go get it as good as anybody in the country as well. They didn't really have a whole lot of work to do tonight. But, yeah, we have a great defensive ball club. It's credit to our coaches and all the hard work those guys put in. It makes my job and everybody else on the staff's job easier when you can pitch to contact and you don't have to miss many bats to have a good day.
You really feel like you're really starting to hit your groove, especially after that early season injury, just really hit peak right now?
Yeah, I feel good at the play. It's definitely a lot better in the hand, for sure. But, you know, I just stick to the approach that, you know, I've been talking with Josh and my pops about, you know, all season long. And so I'm comfortable in the box. I believe in my approach. But, you know, a lot of guys did things well today. I know we played good D, but Perrin was fantastic today. So give him props for that, too.
I did. We won. Heads, yep. I'm about 1-6 on those, so it's a good day, too. He's a good pitcher. We've seen him numerous times. He's a very experienced kid, veteran pitcher, and he's got a good sinker, a good slider. He's got a changeup. He's good. You know, he's exactly what you'd expect to see in a ball game like that tomorrow. So, yeah, it'll be another opportunity for 2 teams that have competed hard against one another to line up and have some fun. I mean, this is what you play for. You know, you want these moments so you can rise to the occasion, not shy away from them. So we're going to look forward to it and get out there and get after it.
I'm just thinking about the guy's health, man. 126 pitches 3 days ago, so I just hope he feels good, and you know we're looking forward to that challenge.
Josh, as a coach, I don't know weather at all tomorrow, a lot of rain forecast.
When we're at home and the home team's coach has to worry about the weather, it's a nightmare because your tarps on, tarps off, and you never know whether to try to start or not to. But here, luckily, there's people in charge of that, so we'll show up and we'll go when they tell us. I'm glad I don't have to be the one to decide, because when you stare at Oklahoma fronts and watch them float around and pop up, they're hard to predict. But the facility here is awesome. The field drains incredibly. In fact, none of the grass is even the least bit wet or slippery. And that's amazing, as much rain as Oklahoma's had. So at least we have the benefit of a very good surface. So whenever the rain stops, we'll be able to jump out there and play.
Josh, is this a legitimate home field advantage for you in some regards? With that being said, does it matter much in baseball?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a great place to play. We like being here for sure. But, you know, you got to remember each time kids step on the mound, usually I think this is John's second time to pitch here, so that was good. He probably felt more at ease. But I don't know if it's a home field advantage. I just think it's a quality place to play. I think it fits college players. The dimensions are good. Kids are rewarded when they've hit balls in the gap. Grass plays pretty thick and healthy. I'm sure it's a little slow maybe because it's so thick, the grass is, but it's also been hard to mow it with as much rain and traffic there's been. So it plays fair, which is all you ever want in a ball field, and it's been unseasonably cloudy and cool. So you haven't seen the ball fly yet, which has made the games probably a little more tightly contested, and haven't been a lot of runs. And I think some of that's the cooler air. Maybe the winds have feels like they're blowing in our face so far. So I'm sure that changes when it's 85 and the winds blow different. But it's a great place to play. I don't think we feel like we have an advantage necessarily, but we're grateful for all the OSU people that have come out because we definitely see them and hear them when they're there. And it felt like a good crowd today. It was a good crowd. And you look across at conference tournaments, rarely are there 7,000 people at a game. So it's been a great week so far. We've really enjoyed it here.
Donnie, I know before the series you were talking about how it was nice to come home and play. Now that you're one game away from winning it all, how does that being at home feel for you?
It feels nice. I saw a lot of family and friends come to the game, so it's nice to see them there. But growing up and going to Drillers games and watching the Bedlam series here, it's a lot of fun. I love coming back here, but this week we just try to take it one game at a time, and the championship's tomorrow. We just got to stay focused and keep the right mindset.
Attendance was 64-31, so.